For all your t-shirt needs, check out TeePublic's Killer Selection. Follow the link in the description. Hey, what's up, people? Pizowell here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Halloween, the new Halloween film, which is a direct sequel to the original Halloween, but is also titled Halloween. And this is going to be a spoiler-free review, which will limit the depth and the detail that I go into pertaining to Halloween, but I do intend on doing a more spoiler-full discussion of the film so that I can go more in-depth about this film. And I feel like it'd be a waste of time to tell you guys about the plot. You guys have seen the trailers. You guys know what this movie is about. It's 40 years after the events of the original Halloween. Michael Myers has been institutionalized in a facility for the criminally insane ever since. Laurie Strode has basically been institutionalized herself, self-institutionalized on her compound in the middle of nowhere, in which she is armed to the teeth and ready for the apocalypse. And of course, eventually the two will come face to face, but not before Michael lays waste to a great many people along the way. And I went into Halloween cautiously optimistic. I was excited because it's a new Halloween film, but it's not just a new Halloween film. It's a Halloween film with Jamie Lee Curtis back as Laurie Strode. You've got John Carpenter back into the mix as an executive producer, and he composed the music. We've got a really talented filmmaker behind the camera in David Gordon Green. David Gordon Green also co-wrote the screenplay with Danny McBride and another gentleman. His name escapes me. I was excited, but I was cautiously optimistic about the film because I have to admit the trailers, I thought the trailers gave away a bit too much, and B, the trailers were okay, but they didn't quite, light that fire in me. Put it that way. I know a lot of people kind of felt the same way about the trailers. A lot of people were taken off by the trailers. And now, after having seen the film and after having some time to really kind of let it, stew, I really, really liked Halloween. I really, really liked this movie. And first and foremost, the thing I liked the best about this film, I think, was Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis delivers a phenomenal performance here. She is sad. She is pitiful. But when she has to be an ass kicker, she is a badass ass kicker. There's moments in the film where I just felt absolutely brokenhearted for her, because you really see in this film the post-traumatic stress of what happened to her 40 years ago and the toll that it took on not just her, but on everyone around her, including her family. And it's not just the toll of what Michael Myers did to her 40 years ago, but what she's done to herself and to her family these 40 years since that weigh on her. And there's so many great moments in the film with her that you wouldn't get in a movie like this. It's like no other slasher movie, even a high profile one like this, would give you these little moments of just sort of their character-y moments, but they give some insight into the torment that is going on inside of her. And I really enjoyed that. And I really dug that. And I was watching the film with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend was like, from a female's perspective, her performance was absolutely brilliant because it showed her so vulnerable and so, distraught. But then when she needed to, turn on, turn on the badass. You know what I mean? She turned on the badass. So, I mean, her performance was just fantastic. I loved it. I thought it was well written. I thought the performance was fantastic. David Gordon Green did a fantastic job of capturing it all and giving us those little moments that we wouldn't get in other horror films. I mean, you know, look at Halloween H2O. They tried to give her that edge in Halloween H2O where, you know, the PTSD from 20 years ago, you know, it driven a wedge between her and her son. It had driven her to, you know, go to the West Coast and change her name and, you know, assume a new identity. You know, she was a borderline alcoholic, but they really didn't explore those things. It's like they just sort of brush those things aside. They didn't give us anything to really sink our teeth into as far as those character-y moments. We get those here in Halloween, and they're done so well. They're done so well. The rest of the cast is also fantastic. I loved Judy Greer as her daughter. The relationship between them is really interesting because you see in Judy Greer, you know, she had raised Judy Greer's character, you know, to be a little her, to be constantly paranoid and be on guard and have her finger on the trigger at all times. And you see how, you know, Judy Greer's character kind of resents her for that, but at the same time, it's just a really interesting relationship there. And then you bring the granddaughter into the mix, and it's almost as if Jamie Lee Curtis's character is trying to make up for the mistake she made with Judy Greer's character with the granddaughter. Just those three relationships in the film. Again, you don't get those kinds of moments in a lot of horror movies, and they were so well done here, I felt. I loved the characters in this film, all from top to bottom. I liked pretty much all the characters in the film. The portrayal of Michael in this film, which I'm not sure how much of it was Nick Castle. I'm not sure how much of it was the Courtney fella. But I thought Michael was the portrayal of Michael. He felt like Michael from the original film. He really did. He just had that kind of, he felt human, but not entirely human. He felt human, but as if he were being driven by something. He was being guided by something. The people that he was stalking in this film, they weren't just random people. It wasn't random. It wasn't just meaningless murder and mayhem. And all the kills in the film felt like they had weight to them, felt like there was meaning to the kills. All the kills felt meaningful in this film, or most of the kills, I'll say, just about all the kills in the film felt really meaningful. The characters felt pretty real. And even if it was a character that wasn't, you know, in any other movie, they would just be the slasher fodder body count character. You know, they were given a little more. And that added to when they died, it didn't feel like just a meaningless, you know, just another body for the body count kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my mind, but speaking it out loud, I'm not sure if I'm making sense. The kills in the film felt like they had meaning, is what I'm trying to say here. The music in the film, fantastic. There's a sequence in which the granddaughter is being chased by Michael Myers, and the score is so freaking good during that sequence. I mean, it's Halloween, but it's Halloween updated, and it's John Carpenter doing his thing. It's simple, but it's effective, and it's freaking awesome. The movie also feels like a lot of people were really upset about the fact that this film retcons all of the sequels. But to me, it felt like a continuation of the original film. Now, granted, they do a little bit of a rewrite of how the original film ended. You know, I'm not sure exactly how I felt about that, but they needed to do that to have this movie. I think. And I don't think they really slighted the original in any way or the ending too much, to be perfectly honest with you. It really felt like a continue. I think you could watch Halloween and then watch this film right after, and it would be, there would just be that it would feel very much, I think, in sync. It felt like a very nice continuation of the original film. I really cannot say enough good things about this movie. I really, really liked the new Halloween, or Halloween 2018, whatever you want to call it. I really dug this film. I only had a couple of minor gripes. One of them, it's not really a spoiler. I won't go into it because it's a character that I think was purposefully not included in any of the trailers. It's a character that I don't think he's the replacement for another very popular character from the series who is no longer, who the actor who portrayed that character is no longer with us. But there was a moment in the film where Laurie goes, "Oh, so you're the new," that character's name. And I just kind of cringed. And that character, to me, honestly, didn't even need to be in the film, or the whole, that whole character. I just didn't dig that character. There's kind of a little bit of a twist involving that character. I didn't dig it either. That character just couldn't have been in the film, and I would have been it would have been fine. To be perfectly honest. And if you've seen the film, I know you know which character I'm talking about. But really, that's my only gripe with the film. I love the performances. I love Jamie Lee Curtis in the film. The portrayal of the Shape, I thought, was very much like the portrayal of the Shape from the original film, and not just that it was the same guy who portrayed it. It just felt... It felt very much Halloween 78 in 2018. I don't know. I really liked the performance of either Nick Castle or James Jude Courtney, I believe is his name, who I'm not sure how much, what the split was, which one played the Shape more, but the portrayal of the Shape was fantastic, I thought. Yeah, the music is great. The pacing is good. The overall mood and atmosphere of the film is really good. I can't say enough good things about Halloween. I loved the movie. I'm thinking about going and watching it again sometime in the very near future. And yeah, I really enjoyed Halloween. If you've seen Halloween, please let me know your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. Where would you rank the new Halloween in the pantheon of Halloween films? Let me know down in the comment section below. For me, really, I would put it right up there. I mean, it would be in the top 3, maybe top 4, somewhere in that neighborhood. Definitely. But let me know where you'd rank Halloween in the pantheon of Halloween films down in the comments section below. If you guys like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys out there are all having a great, happy, safe, awesome October. Take care. Until next time, peace. Join the A Buck a Month Club and help support my channel on Patreon. Thank you to my current patrons, Kevin Smythe, Orc145626, B-Movie Mike, Robert Sobel, Turi Delamore, Stephen Flanagan, Lori Holt, Mitch Odell, Farron Sutton, Craig Farrand, Jeremiah Lambert, Grindhouse Grotto, Joseph Charlesworth, Chris Earls, Derek Jana, Demon Waffles, Tim Williams, Stone Gassman, Zachary Barton, Mr. Bibby 86, James Welch, Eli Geisler, Jeff Overing, Cliff Hostetter, Kyle McGuire, Jay the Stingray, Lauren Dixon, and Travis Davis. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.